You tell me one athlete right now that's been dominating the game for 16 years straight without a loss. Tell me one.
How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Ade, and welcome back for another edition of Box Talk. They say when it rains, it pours. If you have one cancellation, you might get two. And in Tyson Fury's case, it's 3 cancellations in under 18 months. Chisora's out with a hand injury. Ade, what do you think?
Look, first, let's put a couple of these rumours to bed. Look, I love social media. We're on it. But you do get a few funny people on social media that have come up with some ridiculous theories. Some of them, I think, could be true. I'm not going to say they're all rubbish. Some of them could be true. But some of them are like, you know, I saw Chisora in central London a month ago. They planned this. It's silly. Chisora didn't really want the fight. He's scared. Look, Chisora's a boxer. Unlike a lot of us that watch these shows that are not boxers, boxers will fight. That's just what they do. They fight. He's not a Floyd Mayweather. He hasn't got the money of a Floyd Mayweather. He doesn't fight. He doesn't get paid. It's that simple. Ustinov's been over here. Vak's been over here. Those are not cheap sparring partners. Believe me, he's lost a lot of money by this cancellation as well. So let's put that to bed as well.
You know, it's one of those situations with this fight where I feel sorry for both parties. Right now, everyone's saying Fury feels for Fury. I feel sorry for Fury. 3 fights, 3 cancellations. He's not had the chance to fight a marquee name because he had a little warm-up in February. That is, for a guy his age with his talent, that is devastating for his career. Now, I mean, he's lost a lot of time, which is valuable to him and his development and his ranking, because, you know, it's hard to hold a ranking in sanctioning bodies when you don't get the fights. But on the same side, I'm sorry for Chisora. You know, for him, this was his redemption fight, whereas he wanted this fight. He was very positive. He was in his best shape of his entire career by all accounts, from the media, from the press, from trainers, and he fractured his hand. And, you know, anyone that's ever fought, anyone that's been in the boxing ring, anyone that's done anything, a fractured hand means you cannot fight. That is it. You can't. That's your tools of the job. So even if he will recover and have a fight down the line with Fury, and they say that hand is still damaged. You know what I mean? He's going to take him a little time to actually get full back. And again, it depends where the fracture is as well.
Yeah. We're not quite sure where it is. Look, but those are his tools.
Yeah.
Take away your tools, that's it. A footballer, you break an ankle, you break a leg, you fracture a toe. It's in David Beckham's case, you fracture a metatarsal. That's it, you're out. There's nothing you can do.
Not out, I mean.
They're his tools. Look, I feel sorry for Fury as well. We saw him on Twitter, he was going absolutely mental with it. But, to be fair to Mick Hennessy or Frank Warren, I'm thinking more Frank Warren, I think they pulled one out of the bag to rescue the card here.
I definitely think they pull one out of the bag.
Big time.
People disagree with me, but I'm just saying that I think this might be the best opponent Tyson Fury's had in overall. We're looking at people he's fought at the times he's fought them. You've got a guy right now that is ranked in the top 10 in 2 sanctioning bodies, is a legit contender, and only lost 1 fight to the current #1 ranked heavyweight in the world. I think that's a very, very good call.
The reason why I think people maybe guys, sorry everyone, it's Ustinov we're talking about, everyone knows at the moment. But look, the reason I think a lot of us have disagreed with you is the Pulev fight. Yes, he lost to Pulev. It's the way he lost in the last couple of rounds. Pulev didn't even hit him with anything in the last round. I think round 11 or 10, he went down, didn't want none of it. I'm not going to call it quitting, but I can understand where people get that from. But regardless of that, to me, if you look at the performances, look at the 3 fighters that everyone's trying to name and compare. Chisora, Cunningham, and Kevin Johnson. Yeah. I think Ustinov is, at this present time, a better heavyweight than those were when he fought those people at that time. I.e. when he fought Chisora was 15-0 novice or 12-0 novice. Cunningham wasn't really is a cruiserweight. And Kevin Johnson came off the performances from Prizefighter.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know.
He lost.
He lost, and he looked awful. So right now, Ustinov is that.
Within that time, Kevin Johnson has lost about 6 fights within the past 2 years. I mean, like, Kevin Johnson is no longer really a contender. Yeah. The thing about this fight, what I like about this fight, and 2 things I like. I like this fight and I don't like this fight. I like this fight in the sense whereas you've got 2 big guys that are both coming to fight and they both have a defined set of attributes that we know is going to make for an explosive fight, no matter how you cut it. And I think Fury will benefit from fighting a guy of this size, i.e. he wants the Vladimir fight, he wants the Deontay Wilder fight. You're not going to get a guy big as a Ustinov in the ring, yeah? And a guy that has some speed, some power, and he has a decent skill set. What I feel sorry about this fight is that it's the timing, whereas Ustinov only been over here for 2 weeks. We actually saw him the day before he came, the day after he came. And like, so he's only been for 2 weeks, he's been in shape, but he hasn't fought professionally since November, I think it was last year. So as much as he's in fighting shape, how much shape is he really in?
Look, considering how short a notice this was, I don't think logistically you could have got a better opponent. Yeah. And what I mean, you know, a lot of the big opponents that were calling him out, i.e. Tony Thompson, Antonio Tarver, a few others in America, Shannon Briggs. I don't know if Shannon Briggs in Germany or wherever he is, but logistically, to get them over here, for them to acclimatise what they wanted in terms of rematch clauses and packages, Ustinov is the easiest one. Yeah. He was sparring, he's in London, he's available. Yeah. Ryan's right. Look, this fight happens in a full training camp for Ustinov and for Fury. It's a completely different fight. This fight happening for Ustinov with 4 or 5 days' notice is a tough one. Yes, he's sparring Chisora, but that doesn't mean he's in full good shape.
Sparring shape and fighting shape is two different things.
This is it. But look, you look at the fight for Fury, and Fury's been preparing for a 6'1", 220-pound Derek Chisora. He's now fighting a guy 6'7.5", and by all accounts is 290 pounds.
Yeah, Rick, that's what I don't think Ustinov ever weighed in less than 290. He always weighs in around that 295, 305 range mark.
We were lucky. We got to see Ustinov in his first sparring with Chisora. He walked past us, and honestly, we thought we were in the land of the giants when him and Marius Vatt walked in. Yeah. But what even more surprised us more than that was Chisora's first sparring was back. Yeah. We can't talk too much about the sparring, so we won't. It was okay. It was a little bit of petty pat, and we was like, okay, this is interesting. He got in there with Ustinov. It was fucking war. It was war for 2 rounds.
It was explosive. It was explosive. It was explosive to the point where me and Eddie were jumping like, oh shit, this is going off. It was serious. Yeah. It was serious. And you know, if Ustinov had a chance in this fight to win, it has to be early. Because, you know, I don't think he's not going to be in the best condition to do it 12 rounds. Yeah. And now I said previously in our video, I think Fury seems to take a little more time to warm up to get into his stride of fights. So I think we're looking for a very explosive fight, a very entertaining fight from the get-go.
Look, the thing about Ustinov, and there's a lot of people who watched his last fight against David Tua. David Tua fight, he came in around the 300-pound mark. If that's the Ustinov they're expecting to walk into the ring, I can tell you firsthand, guys, this ain't the same Ustinov. This guy looks in shape now. Yeah. Ryan's right. There's a difference between fighting shape and being in shape, and I get that. But let's look at Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury really has had, one fight in the last 15 months, and that's against Joe Abel, which was like a 4-round warm-up as well. So both fighters have been out of the ring for a long, long time. Look, Tyson Fury starts slow. Yeah. Ustinov knows he can't go 12 rounds. Yeah. We've got a little something special in the first 4 or 5 rounds, and that's what I think people are going to be looking up to.
You know, obviously, I'm not no scientist, but me and Ali both say we saw Ustinov said, he's dropped weight a little. He's huge. There's no other way to describe him. He's a huge man, but he didn't look 300 pounds. Yeah. That's it. He looked about 270, 280. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on it. But he was solid. He was in shape. Yeah. He did not have ways to cut it.
How do you think the fight does play out? As you say, Fury's been preparing and training for Chisora for 6 or 7 months now. So he's got sparring partners in the likes of Martin Rogan, Eddie Chambers, everyone to try and mimic that style. Yeah. Mentally, how tough is it to kind of switch that now? And know you're fighting a guy that is bigger than you.
Okay, here's the thing about it. Okay, you're training for a certain fight of a certain size, but the key word is you're a fighter. He knows how to fight. He has to make the adjustments, has to adapt, has to do the right things in the ring. Once the fight starts, he's going to have to look at it and say, okay, this guy's not going to do certain things. But he's also got to look at it and say, guess what? I'm the same size as this guy. Yeah. I could box, I can move, I can fight on the inside, I can fight on the outside. So I have options as well. Yeah. I'm not just going to go in there and punch down at him like it's Chisora. He's going to mix it up and think, I could do this. Also, he's going to look at it and say, guess what? I'm a contender right now. I'm a top 5 contender. I'm going for a shot with Vladimir. If I can't beat Ustinov from 5 days' notice, then why the hell am I in this ring?
Yeah. One thing that you look at watching Tyson Fury's fights, and one advantage now that he doesn't have that's been taken off is he uses that frame a lot to lean on people. Really kind of take a lot of sap and energy. Done it for Cunningham. Done it for Kevin Johnson. Didn't really work because Kevin Johnson moves a bit more. But for Cunningham, he definitely sat on him a lot. Yeah. He cannot sit on Ustinov at all.
And this is no disrespect to Tyson Fury. I don't think he understands how strong this guy is. And you know what I'm talking about, Eddie. Yeah.
The way he pushes Chisora over the ring. Get out of here.
This guy is phenomenally strong. Phenomenally strong. And it's physical strength, it's man strength, it's beast strength, it's a different sort of strength, so it's going to be a different sort of fight. However, I do make Fury the favourite in this fight. I have to.
Yeah, no, you got to make Fury the favourite. You look at the fight, and look, to me, it's and hats off to Fury for taking the fight as well. Look, they didn't have to. It was Chisora that pulled out, not Fury. They could have said, okay, let's just give us a little tune-up against a guy that goes in with a losing record, just so I can say I had a fight on Saturday. he's not doing that. He's fighting Ustinov, that you say is ranked in the top 10 by a lot of governing, but two governing bodies.
I think
WBA and WBO, I think. Is it IBF?
I think it's the IBF.
Okay, so he's ranked in the top 10. He's only lost to one guy in Pulev. He's beat who he should have beat before that. Yeah. You know, he's fought the kind of gatekeepers, the likes of Monty Barrett. Yeah. He's beat them. David Tua, who I think can still bang, might not give you a good 12-round fight, but Tua will be a great prize fighter.
If you give him a chance, he's going to take your head off.
Exactly, he's beat those guys as well. He comes from a kickboxing background, so he's fit. He's got the stance. He's got a very wide stance.
He kind of loads the centre body of gravity, which actually kind of makes him a little more dangerous as well because he kind of charges in fast. Another thing, for a big guy, he's very quick when you watch it. Watching Ustinov on TV previously, I just thought he was kind of slow and plodding. But actually being in front of him, seeing the size of him, he is very, very quick. I think that could be an adjustment in his style, or like I said, this lower centre of gravity, but he's not a big lumbering monster.
Yeah, the thing that gives Tyson Fury a really good advantage here is like Tyson Fury is unlike any other big boxer out there. Now Vitali's gone, I kind of say he's unlike any. Probably there's Gary Cornish in Scotland, who seems to want to fight on the inside. Yeah. Fury doesn't really use all the tall man attributes he's got. He doesn't use that jab, doesn't use the reach. He likes to really get on the inside and have a good tear up. Yeah. This is what I feel the fans are in for an entertaining fight for, because I feel like you want to tear up against a guy that weighs 20 stone and can tear up as well. It's going to be a great fight. Fury will win the fight for me, but don't be surprised if Ustinov lands one and puts him down. Fury might get up, but don't be surprised if he lands one.
Yeah, okay. Everyone's talking about the Pulev loss, but the Pulev loss was an accumulation and a stoppage. Let's say kind of quick. He has not actually been knocked out. So if Fury gets a knockout or stops him legitimately, that's a huge statement.
One thing that a lot of people have asked, now he's fighting a guy that is recognised in the top 10 by 2 sanctioning bodies. Is it still an eliminator? Is it still a WBC eliminator? Sorry, WBO eliminator for...
It wouldn't be. Ustinov is not ranked by the WBO, so it wouldn't be eliminated.
Is he not ranked by the WBO?
No. It's definitely the WBO. So it's WBA and IBF.
They've mentioned that Chisora fight will probably happen in September. I mean, are they downplaying the fact that Ustinov could take Fury into the deep rounds here? I mean, is that enough turnaround time? A fight now, late July, and then a fight now again in early September?
I don't think September is a viable date at all. You know, if you have like a compression fracture in your hand, you're looking at 4 to 6 weeks for recovery. So if it takes 4 weeks to recover, you have to go back into training. If you're in relatively good shape by running and doing it, you can't hit. Fight's not happen until October at the very earliest.
Okay, so there you go, guys. Look, Chisora out. No Chisora Fury. Outrage, everyone was going mad. Outrage, uproar, everything on Twitter. We've got a replacement. By social media standards, everyone seems happy with this replacement. I'd say 90-95% of people are happy with Ustinov coming in as a late replacement. Can Ustinov spring the surprise? This is the first time I think Fury will be fighting a guy that is easily outweighs him and probably an inch, maybe half an inch smaller than him. So he's fighting a guy that is generally bigger than him. How will Fury adapt to that? In the fact that he's been sparring and preparing for a guy that is 6'1", 6'2", 220 pounds. He's now fighting a guy who's 290, 280 pounds. Leave your comments below. Tell us what you think. How will this fight play out? Email us as well at
BoxTalk@hotmail.co.uk, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter at BoxTalkUK.
And also, guys, don't forget to subscribe and check out Ringlish24.com for the latest news on boxing. Thanks a lot for watching Box Talk.